YouTube, welcome to Let's Talk. It's a little bit windy. I might put my hood up. I've also put a band-aid over the microphone on my phone because that can act as a nice little wind muff and, kind of prevent a lot of wind from messing it up. Same thing with your camera too. I found this out years ago when I was like, what if I just take a band-aid out of my belt pouch and put it over my camera when I was recording one of the first Let's Talks ever. So, yeah, come full circle. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about fidget spinners. Yes, I know that fidget spinners aren't a thing anymore, but, I wanted to do a video on them when they were a thing, but I was kind of busy with other stuff, and I could have done one as a Let's Talk, but I didn't. I kind of put it off. So I figured, well, now that fidget spinners are pretty much kind of dying, better late than never. Let me just get my hand through, I want to have my arm through both. There we go. Both arms of my sack containing my snack for lunch. It's also my mom's birthday. Not lunch, but for my break at work. Got a little snack. Some potato chips and a little thing of Reese Pieces. And that will keep me going, and then when I get off, we're going to go out to dinner. So anyways, fidget spinners. I read an article about kind of why. They didn't really say why they died off, because we don't really know why a fad dies off, but it does. But it did say that maybe possibly, things get popular really fast, means they die sooner than if they take more time to build up. That makes sense. But so here's my thing with fidget spinners. A lot of people say they are useful to calm you down. Yes, I say that is very true. Depends on who you are, though. It's not going to be the same for everybody. Not even for all ADHD people or ADD. One of my friends has ADD, and he says fidget spinners are kind of stupid. And have you tried a fidget spinner? Well, talking to somebody or in a class. If you haven't, then shut up and give it a try. If it doesn't work for you, that's okay. But it works for different people. I'm going to talk about how it kind of works for me in a bit. But here's what I say. Don't ban fidget spinners from school so much as you should treat them almost like a medication. Like, you're going to make some special accommodations for a kid who has asthma and has an inhaler, and maybe it's the middle of class and you're giving a really important lecture and his inhaler runs out and needs to go down to the nurse's office and get more. Then, what the heck? Big wad of leaves and stuff. Anyways, yeah. So then you let him go and do that. Seriously, Here's the garbage can from yesterday where I saw the tie with the woodland animals. If you want to see what I'm talking about, then go watch my video on good singing days versus bad singing days. So anyways, kind of sort of treat it like a medication and give the kids a chance to prove that it actually helps them. And treat it on a per kid basis, not just a blanket, not just a blanket policy. Sure, a blanket policy makes it easy, but it might actually be helping somebody. You might say no fidget spinners, and then there's one kid named Bobby who has ADD or whatever, and it actually helped him study for the while that he was allowed to have it, and now his grades are not doing so good because of that. Seriously, do it on a per kid basis. If you need to, give them 1 or 2 extra tests. Find some way for each individual kid to test if it actually is helping them. Now, okay, I know that schools, they can't always they can't always do things on a per kid basis because they go through a lot of kids. So if you can't, if you as a teacher can't be a little more specific with each kid that wants a fidget spinner, then I accept coming up with a blanket thing, but the blanket thing has to prove whether or not it helps each kid. You have to say, okay, so we got Bobby here who uses his fidget spinner quietly underneath his desk, and it helps him concentrate, Or maybe, maybe it's not all the way underneath his desk. Maybe he is looking down at it every once in a while, which is okay. But it actually is helping Bobby, and Bobby is actually learning a lot more. Let Bobby have a fidget spinner, okay? And then in the exact same classroom, you've got Billy, who claims it helps him, but him, nah, it's not helping him at all. Well, then Bobby gets a fidget spinner, but Billy doesn't. And if Billy complains, well, just too bad. I would say treat these just like the inhaler or any other type, like a wheelchair or anything that you would normally make accommodations for. Treat it like that and just go with it, okay? I know it's going to be a little bit trickier because you're going to say, but it's not an inhaler. There wouldn't be problems if I took... I mean, can you imagine if, like, why does he get to have an inhaler? Well, because he has asthma. And if you took an inhaler, well, it would have negative side effects. I'm not positive on that, but I think an inhaler could have negative side effects on someone who doesn't have asthma. But seriously, I say kind of sort of treat these things like medicine almost. They're not, so I don't say regulate them for everybody in that way outside of school, but inside of school, if you can prove that a kid actually focuses better with one of these or a fidget cube or whatever, let them have it. And if you're a kid this way, go politely ask your teacher and say, hey, I know we're not allowed to have fidget spinners, but these things actually do help me study. Would you be willing to let me prove to you that this actually helps me? And then maybe let me have it in class? You know, ask them nicely. And if they say no, then the only thing I can think of is they're just going back to that blanket thing again, and they're maybe not one of the nicer teachers out there. Seriously. But yeah, seriously, allow them. Now, for me, maybe I used a fidget spinner once during Institute, maybe once during church, although not really a lot. I've actually, before fidget spinners, like right as they were, before they were taking off, 6 months before they were taking off and stuff, I was playing games on my phone during Institute and like church. I had the volume down all the way to 0, my phone was on silent, and I would only play games that were simple and easy, like 2048, or like Zuma, or Luxor. Those are 2 games where you've got the balls moving on a track and you try and match the colors. Those are simple enough that they keep my hands and a small portion of my brain interested and active doing something. Hold on a second. We're back. Oh, one person was watching. I forgot to say hi. Now you're gone. Sorry about that, but we are back. Hopefully you tune back in and watch the rest of this little episode here. That was just work calling. They wanted to find out if I could come in like now, which is just almost an hour from when I'm supposed to be in because someone didn't show up. Anyways, back to our topic, fidget spinners. So I've been doing that for quite a while, and for me it helps. There are some days where I'm just not in the mood to focus, and so I do end up putting a little bit too much attention to the game that I'm playing. But most of the time, it actually helps. I have noticed quite a bit how much my mind will get distracted with some cool idea or YouTube video for you guys or something. It gets completely distracted from the lesson and I miss most of it. But when I'm playing that game, that one little piece of my brain is focused on, okay, these 2 tiles have number 2 on them. I can slide them together and make number 4. Those number 4s can come together to make number 8. Number 8s go to make 16. 16s can go together to make the 32, 64, 128. I forget what, but I'm learning the squares by that game. It's a fun game, 2048. You should check it out if you haven't. It's kind of less of a thing now. But yeah, anyway, so I've been doing that for a while, and it really helps. So I don't know that the fidget spinner would help as much, but it does, because I have actually used a fidget spinner when I've been talking with friends a few times. I'm not looking at it, I'm looking at them, and then kind of just spinning it quietly down, I want to say in my lap, but I'm not sitting, I'm standing. It's just spinning down there. Oh my goodness, it is so ridiculously comforting to know that something is spinning and it's going on in my hands down there. And I don't fidget. If I do, then I don't notice it, but I think I would probably be one to notice it because I'm an introvert. Found that out recently, and I realized, oh yeah, I noticed when my dad's tapping his foot and stuff like that. And so it is just really comforting to do that. And I normally don't fidget or anything down there. I'm not twiddling pencils or working with my hands. Man, I like it. I haven't done it recently. I hardly ever actually use my fidget spinner at all. But it is so nice. I might even start keeping a fidget spinner in here. I do have one more fidget spinner that's a cool light-up fidget spinner. It was on sale at Smith's because of damaged packing around Christmas time. So I said, hey, can I, I'll get this for my Christmas present. And Mom was like, oh, I'll buy it for you. for Christmas. So cool. Yeah. Oh boy. So fidget spinners for me are nice and comforting when I'm talking to people. There's a chance they can work in class, and I wholeheartedly agree that they will work for some other people, you know, in class. That's so nice about it. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm going to stop there. That's pretty much my thoughts. It's, you know. But, recap, just seriously, teachers, try and find out if, on an individual basis, if the kid is helped by, yeah, if the kid is helped by a fidget spinner, and if they are, let them have it. Anyways, I will see you guys later.